So, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and yeah, happy Ascension Day for those who believe their prophet or Messiah went ascended to heaven. Kind of ironic considering one of my chapters is also known as Ascension. You'll understand why. It's just not for it's for a similar reason, but slightly different and a little bit more painful. At the same time, a little quicker as well. But I digress. But yeah, this week on Twat. Well, not very much happened. I mean, especially in the American indie sphere. I mean, I don't give a single f about what that Eric July or the Ripperverse does. I give an f if what JDA does. I don't give an f about what yeah RGE and yeah that artists do. I mean, yeah, it's all boring as f. It's all just too boring to yeah pay attention to, especially when you could spend your time doing more productive things like what I did today. Went to the gym, did finances, and managed to clean my shower because I don't like to live in filth. No offense, but yeah, that's a topic for another time. But it has come to my attention that yeah, for those of you who don't know who Razor Reptile is, Razor Reptile, I can click his profile right here. He's he's an artist who does kind of yeah furry based animal kind of art. It's also behind City Skelly comic Amphibole, Safe for Work, Full World of Reptiles, Amphibians, and everything scaly. I don't know if it's yeah, but overall an interesting cartoonish kind of art style that he provides. And he's yeah, she is married. I think they're a couple, but I could be wrong. It's from FurryCon. But yeah, they are furries, and yeah, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the form, there's a lot of okay furries in it. But yeah, it's also kind of a group fraction of that fan base that yeah, let's say have some weird fetishes going on. But who and to think that yeah, just because they yeah that the artists just have to accept everything, even their craziest fetishes, to be put on paper when we get to that topic in the next page. But yeah, who think they should just draw everything that without questioning, and yeah, let's just say I've nothing, even though I don't I'm not the biggest fan of furries or furrycon or yeah things like the LGBTXYZ community. I think yeah, when it comes to freedom of expression, especially in the arts, as long as it serves an artistic purpose, that's the right to be shared, to be shown, and to be shared, and to be made. Though I don't like it, doesn't mean it doesn't. It's not allowed. Doesn't mean that my word is the law. That yeah, I will tell them to not do it, basically to not express himself, because I'm kind of yeah of an absolutist in it for when it comes to freedom of expression, especially artistic ones. Like things like not safe for work. Sometimes I walk on the edge of not safe for work and not safe for life, and yeah, that's something you have to be careful with. Certain areas, but yeah, doesn't mean it shouldn't exist either. As long as it doesn't include things with minors or like not safe for life elements, and yeah, things like how you say that depict cheese pizzas, things like that. But yeah, that's kind of a thin line as well, because yeah, some things, when some cultures considered pretty normal, it could be in America, especially in America, and in other places could be considered yeah, something yeah, a little more controversial. Especially with certain art styles, they seem to confuse a lot of things. But what happened is, and to give you a bit of context, this happened 2 years ago. Can't believe it is that long. But yeah, Vicky, also known as Vicky Gator, is part of some yeah kind of crazy fashion Vinted fan base, Vinted furry kind of fan base. Think tweets this. So this tweet hits different when you realize Razor Reptile refused to draw LGBTQIAY plus XYZ algebraic people deeds below. And yeah, what basically here is understand what's there to not agree with. And yeah, what Razor Reptile kind of said is his stance on pride differs than yours, and the general media. I hope you understand. As a whole, and because of such, I do not draw pride or LGBTQ a I butchered that spelling already. In general, my stance on that will not change. I'm not letting you know that, so you do not have to create a convoluted way to obtain art you had in mind. Said, see someone else who will produce it for you. I do not mean any ill by what I've said. It's hard to read tone through text alone, which is absolutely true. Sometimes when you're on social media, especially when you're in an argument with someone, things like Facebook, I've experienced with that, WhatsApp, Signal, all kinds of apps and things like Twat, for example, or Instagram. Certain words, certain context tends to be lost along the way, and they're better. Some things, arguments are better being discussed with a cup of tea, face to face, or mano a mano if things escalate. But we're not going there because that's kind of unnecessary in most situations. Sometimes it's inevitable. So yeah, what happens here is yeah, to give a bit more context. In June 2022, yeah, I know it's that long. Vicky attempted to calm a piece of his partners from Razor, and yeah, we're going to do this for a minute. However, I was concerned about their antisocial movement. So basically, people who are a little more right of yeah, or a little more in the middle when it comes to yeah certain social issues and political ones. Basically, everything think differently than they do. So here was sheeted then, and the anti-social movement class in their terms of service, which is kind of yeah, they're the artists, they decide. So I asked them about it. They told me that they will not draw LGBTQAY plus people. And even though I support freedom of expression, etc., the artist at the end, it's their business. They should decide what they want to draw, and what they don't want to draw. They have certain principles that they don't want to break, which is totally understandable. I mean, they decide whether they accept the request or not. At the end of the day, I mean, when I was asking for requests for Jaguar Warrior, for example, I the majority there were a few that kind of refused it because they didn't know if they could do the characters justice, and but due to certain sensitivities that we're talking about. But the majority, yeah, they quite accepted of it. A few were Japanese, another one was were South Americans, and one is one I'm working with. Yeah, has some roots in Central Mexico. Another one as well. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise. So yeah, the majority was quite okay with it, but I know there are some people that don't want to draw it, and that's fine. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, it's only at the end of the day the artist decides whether they want to make their rendition of it or not. So yeah, basically, I by to explain it in simple terms, I pay them for or outsource a certain skill or pay for a certain skill that I don't have to bring a description to life, and they decide where they want to get in. If they want to, if they agree with design, if the cultural references and inspiration is not a problem, and the design, they like the design, they go for it. Fine. If they don't want to, no problem. They're free to, to choose whether to accept it or not. So we're going to the next one. Is where's Reptiles Commission? So here's what they stand. So comes on. Would you like the commission? Wow, bro, that was so fast. What and it starts kind of normal with all depends on what you ask me to draw, what you have in mind. And here's the case is no symbols imaginary being political or of social movement origin. But for a June Pride Month thing, but upon checking your sheet, I don't know if you do that kind of stuff. Yeah, just give me a second. I'm sorry, something popped up. Okay, pretty normal. Could happen. Next part is happening. Back that's practically my all-encompassing no to anything related. Well, something hit my throat. I was eating an almond, so that could be the case. Because at heart, I have a different view on pride than mainstream has due to my religion, which is fair. I mean, I know some creators that due to religion or religious or due to personal reasons are not always 100% supportive of things like the LGBTXYZ community, or or things like Pride or Pride Month. I mean, I don't understand why you have a month for it. You just could probably need an entire month or an entire year for it, but I digress. It's way too much and too crazy at this point in for me. I mean, I've nothing against. I've just because I don't respect the LGBTXYZ community and the radical fraction especially in it. I mean, I have no problem whatsoever with them. Whether they share the bedroom is not my concern. But they can. But yeah, they have the right to drive cars. They have the right to vote. They have the right to get their license, get an education, to make the art they want. They have the right to sleep with whoever they want, whenever they want, as long as they're both consenting adults and no minor or, in this case, an animal is involved. Go, so be it. I mean, go lose. If what you do behind closed doors is not my business. But what I do have a problem is that when people are doesn't matter if you're left, right, center, whatever. Could be someone from an LGBT XYZQ background or someone from a very religious background. If the moment you start to push your beliefs down my throat, that's the end. You lose me. But yeah, some people have are more accepting of it than others. I mean, I tolerate them, but I won't support them 100% on every single issue, especially when a rotten apple, etc. F something up. Because that's the moment I call bullshit out whenever I see it, and when they pull something off, I call them out when this some religious zealot who does things. I'm currently reading a book about certain religious zealots of Islamic State, what they did to I think minority knows the Yazidis. It's really dark stuff, believe me, but it happened, and the mainstream media doesn't always talk about it. I'll call that out of fanatic. I'll call fanatics out on every side. I don't care. And politically, I don't give a single F anymore. So yeah, but yeah, back to the topic at hand. It's practically all-encompassing no to anything related to that, because at heart I have a different view prior to his religion. So it means he has a certain roots in Christianity. Could be Jewish, could be Islam, whatever. I also throw pretty much any political social imagery, so it isn't biased to one belief or not. So he tries to be politically neutral. It's totally fine. That makes sense. For me, it's all about what it's drawn, not who asked me from of me. It's me trying to come off as simply indifferent as opposed to someone like Funk, you know. So I can't get a pic of me holding hands with a guy. So what happens here is, and that's kind of what irritates me was, especially with the radical fraction. He's moving the goalpost, and that's something you should not do in any circumstance. So going back to the next one. Expect an artist right to refuse any request and respect religious beliefs rights. His choice to make gay jokes on Twitter or using search to LGBTQXYZ A plus people is extremely disrespectful. So what I'm serious, nothing to see lately. So it's basically something from a hose, something in that trend. There's been nothing but this lately. Which is, I find it hilarious. But yeah, I mean, extremely disrespectful. Well, it's called freedom of expression. I say, deal with it. So going back to this, this sense of pride differs than yours and the general media as a whole, and because of such, I do not draw pride or LGBTQIA+ in general. My sense of that will not change. I want to let you know that so that you do not have to create a fluid way to obtain an art you have in mind, but instead seek someone else who is for you. I do not mean any ill will by that. What I said, it's hard to read tone through text alone. I said true. So what he's saying is, he even offers him an opportunity, a way out, to help him find an artist that could draw the things that he wants. But if he doesn't, and I said, it's Razor Reptile's right. Even though you don't always have to agree with him, as long as you, at the end of the day, you could go through one door. At the end of the day, you could get along on other issues. But it's at the end of the day, it's his business. Razor Reptile's his choice to either accept. If he, like I said, if he had he accepted, if he was more willing to do it, fine. But if he does a certain stance due to his religious or personal views, or certain principles that he wants to stay close to, that's also fine. I mean, it's his business. He decides. Because this is I don't know. This kind of reminds me what this whole how it's called it, miraculous or some kind of bakery in California that due to their from a certain religious background who refused to bake a cake for a gay couple. This is a similar situation what's trying to happen here. But even the best part is, and also the worst is, he even offered him a way out to say, hey, now you can find another artist for you who can do it for you, but that person is not me. I think if Vicky was a little more accepting of it, of his Razor's stance, I think he would get along, and they would have figured out if there was an artist out there who was willing to help him out. I mean, totally fine. And at the end of the day, but at the same time, you don't have to like the decision of the artist, but at the end of the day, you also have to respect his choice. It's his business, his choice. He wants to stay close to his principles. Fine. For what Razor Reptile, what he does is, he's not a bad artist. He's actually creating something more cartoonish and different than what you see in average American superhero stories. So props to him for that. At the end of the day, you have to accept his decision. What you shouldn't do, and that's what he's doing right here, is so to the cake debacle. He decides to good click this away. what you should, the best thing what you can do is find another artist. Are you help? You accept this help and find another artist and move on. What you should never do in this case. And yeah, if you find another artist, great. What you should never do in this case, and that's kind of where I'm heading right now. I don't know how much time is left. The thing you shouldn't do is make another cake drama, and yeah, it's like when the baker when they refused to bake cake for a gay couple, and they could have gone to any other bakery in the area of California, or more accepting. The last thing you should do is hold grudges, because the artist doesn't want to draw certain things. Because that's ridiculous. And it's been 2 years ago. So yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. So yeah, my piece of advice: you want to ask for commissions from artists, etc. Just yeah, of course, if they have a sheet, perfect. If they just always when you're have an idea for a commission request, take me someone with a little bit of experience. I'm not the expert on it, but I have a little bit of experience with it to tell you how it goes. First of all, make sure that your character is developed to a certain level that yeah, the adjustment that need to be made or reference that need to be shared are minimum. Make sure that yeah, the sheet is written beforehand before getting into yeah, before sending in the request. And yeah, make sure to ask if they're okay with drawing certain elements from certain cultures, certain backgrounds, etc. And yeah, and whether they are a little more sensitive towards those issues or not. I'm not saying that yeah, you should take into account the sensitivity mob. I'm like have that, but yeah, make sure that yeah, that your idea that they are yeah, they have the option to either accept it or to get out, and don't pull things off like this. Just don't. So yeah, basically, so write your characters, develop them to a certain level, point. If it's already in a webcomic, great. If not, yeah, well, make sure they're developed, make sure that the sheet is written, make sure that you have every reference available. 3, then ask the artist, share their ideas, and ask if they have a problem with certain things, or if they're not comfortable that they will do the character justice. If that's okay with them, great, then you're in business. If not, if he has due to some religious reason or certain other reasons that are either stupid or justified in this case, they'll be fine. There's always another way. You could check Twitter or Instagram or yeah, whatever other platform, or Big Sif or ArtStation or whatever. Or you can go in a Facebook group called Connecting Comic Book Writers and Artists to find yeah, the artist you were looking for. But don't hold grudges, because it's a waste of time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Also have some other things to do right now. I have a review to share of Perfect 10 issue 4, and yeah, have some tea to drink and some homework to do for a course I'm following. So that's about it. Hope you like this video. Hope you learned something from it. And yeah, about the sensitivity part, I'm like F the sensitivity mob for real. They're just wasting your time. Just draw whatever you want, whenever you want. And yeah, but also make sure to ask the artists whether they are okay with it or not, like I just said. Talk to you guys later. Peace.